here on the Lindenwood Sports Network. My name is Dominic Hoscher, and today we're joined by a special guest and the head coach of the Lindenwood softball team, Liz Kelly. And Coach, thank you for joining us. How are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me.
All right, Coach. This is the week. The season is here now. February 14th on Friday. You guys are down in Arizona for the season opening series down in Tucson, Arizona. So what's the overall feeling of the team, from the coaching staff down to the players? Is it overall excitement? Something else? How are you feeling?
Yeah, this is a really exciting time for us. We haven't been to Tucson before, and we have a number of players from Arizona, and so we're trying to honor their hometown area, and we're going to have a lot of people at our games. So we're just so excited to start and get going on the field and start our season up.
You talked about a lot of players from Arizona. We noticed that, and there's a lot of players not from Missouri on your roster. So when it comes to recruiting, is that like just a thing that happened, or is it mainly an outside of Missouri kind of thing you're trying, or what would you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, we have a mix. I mean, we do have some Missouri players on, and it's just what position you need that year type thing, and what's coming out of each class and each state. So sometimes there's better players in a different position that you need each year, and it just so happened that Arizona was producing the players that we needed at that time. But we got some players coming in from Arkansas next year, and Chicago area, and Missouri. So we kind of recruit all over. We look for the best fit for the program. We look for players who are not only gifted athletes, but who also are gifted people and are great teammates.
So back to the opening series and your overall feeling. Would you say there's a little bit of nerves with this series coming up because it's been a long off season, a lot of preparation now for the season to be here? Are there any nerves that go along with you or the team?
Yeah, I would say it would be wrong if you didn't have a little butterflies or a little excitement. And so I think our athletes, I don't know if they're nervous so much as it is excited. And I think everyone is feeling that anticipation of the first pitch, and let's just see what this team can do. They've worked really hard in the off season, and they're feeling, I think, pretty ready. And yeah, we're not going to be in mid-season form on our first game, but we're way farther ahead than we've been in the past years. So I think we're looking for a really good start this year.
You mentioned the off season, so over the course of the off season, what's kind of like your plan? Is it when it comes to recruiting, and then when it comes to also preseason warm-ups or preseason practices? Just kind of describe the process that goes into your team behind the scenes.
So we have a full fall program, and we hit the fundamentals really hard. And then and our strength training, of course, plays a huge role. So we're building strength, just making sure everyone has the same terminology, the same language in terms of being on the field. And then once January hits, we start into more strategic areas of the game. We always are honing our fundamentals, but we start, talking about strategy, pitch counts, how to hit certain, make certain adjustments in certain different pitches pitchers that we'll see. So it's kind of a year-round process, and we have 6 seniors this year who have really led the way for us. They have set the tone for this team and this program for the last 4 years. We've gotten better every year, and we're really excited to just be on the field together, and this team really likes to be together, so it's really fun.
So now over 20 years you've been with Lindenwood, and so what about Lindenwood has made you stay? Is it the food? Is it something else? What would you say?
Well, I haven't been here 21 years or 20 years. I've been here, this is my 4th season. I've coached probably for about that long. Yeah. But yeah, Lindenwood just provides a really good atmosphere for the student athlete. They take their athletics very seriously. They want teams that win. They want teams that compete, for the conference championship, and we feel like we're right there. It's a great environment for the students. They're supported by their profs. I mean, it's just a really good blend for the student athlete at Lindenwood.
So what got you into softball coaching in the very beginning? So to still have an interest in the past 20 years and continue to do it and continue to try to improve on it, what kept you interested?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think really my college team won a national championship, and so after that I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and I did student teaching, like I was going to maybe teach at the public school, and I did one day of that and went, this is not for me for sure, because I want dedicated players who love the sport. So I knew I had to do something else, so I did go get my master's and started my coaching career. So I started coaching pretty young and just kind of have just really enjoyed it. Was able to coach the Dutch Olympic team, was probably the highlight in qualifying that team in 2007. And this team this year reminds me a lot of that team. The desire and drive that this team has at Lindenwood is very like that team. So I'm just so excited to see what we can do, and let's get out there and just start playing.
So what are some of the differences between coaching a team like the Dutch national team and also coaching Lindenwood or other colleges as well? What's the kind of difference in terms of a platform and maybe other things?
Well, it's obviously a huge stage. You're on a world stage. So the players are, they're the best from that country. And Holland is the size of Rhode Island. So you're looking at a very small, group of people to choose from compared to the U.S. or China or all the other teams that we had to compete against. So it was really just no one thought we could do it, but we all knew we could. And this team at Lindenwood reminds me a lot of that. It's like, yeah, don't think we can do this? We'll show you. And I think that's going to be our attitude this year. And we really have some talented players on our team and really good. Our team is really cohesive. And it's just really fun to be. I'm going to be very sad after this year because we got a great group.
Over the past 2 years, you guys have finished over 500 both years and gone to the playoffs, obviously in both of the last 2 seasons. What has led to that regular season success that you guys have had over the course of the last 2 years?
I think the desire to get there, first of all, and these players just want that so badly. And our first step is to get to conference tournament, and then try to win that, and if we can't, then try to get a regional bid to the NCAAs. Coming into this conference, it's going to be, I'm not going to say easier, but it's going to be, it's more possible to get a bid from the Midwest Conference. So, we have our schedule set up so that we play a lot of the ranked teams in the conference or in the region, and we'll be able, if we can, beat them or at least go 500, then we're going to get looks.
In any sport, we talk to head coaches when there's a tough schedule on the way for them with a lot of ranked teams or a lot of difficult opponents, and a lot of the big thing about that is building character for your team. So would you say that does the same for your team as well in terms of facing a lot of ranked opponents that you may be underdogs for, but still a good opportunity for your team as a whole?
Yeah, I love being the underdog. It's like we were saying before, if somebody doubts that we can do something, that's when you really, really want to stick it to them. And this team really has that attitude too, and they want to show that they're what they're capable of, and this team is very capable.
So fans and everyone are going to see what's on the field with your team this season, but behind the scenes, what are some things that people should know about your squad heading into the 2020 season?
Yeah, we have a really strong group of seniors, and I can't even give them enough credit. They came in my first year, so 4 years ago, and boy, this program just needed a little help and in every area. In terms of skill and in terms of team cohesiveness and being a unit and being together. And this team has just stayed the course. These 6 seniors have just been bent on making this happen, and through thick and thin. It hasn't been easy, and it hasn't been, it's been a roller coaster. So, we've had our ups and downs, and we're going to have them this year too, but they know how to stay the course. And you never get too high, never get too low, and they just are able to really give so much to the team. They're so unselfish.
So you keep talking about the seniors, and rightfully so, as you have quite a few of them who've had really successful careers here with Lindenwood. So in their final year here in St. Charles, what do you hope that they can gain from their final season going forward, not just as an athlete and a player, but as a person after they graduate too?
Yeah, and that's what they're here for, is to get their degree. And you're going to talk to Stormy and Hannah here in a few minutes, and Hannah's getting her master's right now, and Stormy's on track to get her master's next year. They need to be, get their degrees, obviously, and get on with the next phase of their life, which for each person it's different. And it's just so fun to see that growth from the little freshman that comes in to now they're seniors and so confident, and it's really fun to see the growth.
All right, so first, as we mentioned earlier, first series of the season is this week. You guys don't play at home until the very end of the month. A lot of road trips to Arizona and other places as well. So when you start the season on the road, as much as you guys are, is it kind of difficult before you can finally get back home, or is it just a part of the trip for you?
We look forward to it. I mean, the weather's going to be warmer. Let's just be real about that. But no, we know that's how it's set up, and we're a good road team. So I'm not worried about playing on the road. We'll enjoy the surroundings, get to go out and, see some desert and, do some things off the field as well, and just get to see a different area.
All right, now looking at the season as a whole, this is a generic question for all coaches, but it's a rifle one at the beginning of the season. So your overall expectations for your team heading into the new season?
I think, we sit down and we have team goals. And I think top on our list is obviously to try to win a conference championship. And, I saw one of our players, hashtag was chasing the ring. I love that. It's like, that's right. And that's our number one, goal. I think we want to receive a regional bid. That would be huge to cap off these senior season. That'd be huge. But mostly, the players need to enjoy each other and enjoy the process. And if they do that, then it will be successful. The wins, you need luck. And, you need to be ready, but you also need the ball to bounce your way, so to speak. And you don't have control over that. So what you have control over is, enjoying each other, enjoying your teammates, having fun, and don't take yourself too serious. And you get to play here for 4 years, and then you're done. And so it's really important that they enjoy each other.
Well, Coach, thank you for the time. Enjoy that nice weather, hopefully nice weather down in Arizona, and good luck this season.
Thanks, Dominic.
All right, that was head coach of the Lindenwood softball team, Liz Kelly, in preparation for their season, which starts up this week. We're going to take a quick break and be back with you right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
And we're back here on the Lindenwood Sports Network, and now joined by two special guests and two Lindenwood softball seniors, and Hannah Porter and Stormy Galka. So guys, how you doing today? And thank you for coming on the show.
Pretty good. How are you?
Good, thank you, Hannah. All right, so this is the week for you guys. The season is starting on the 14th and goes to the 16th. You're down in Arizona. So overall, Hannah, I'm going to start with you. How are you feeling coming to the game? I mean, it's been a long off season now here for your senior year. How does it feel?
I think we're all excited. We're kind of getting ready to play new people and not play ourselves all over. And I think it's an exciting time to see what we can do.
All right, and Stormy, so as a senior, you're both seniors, but are there any nerves going into your final year as it's your final stretch as a player, as a senior? How do you feel?
I feel nervous like I feel every year. I just went and talked to Coach because I was nervous about this coming weekend. Like senior year, year 4, like been playing for like 14 years and I'm still nervous. So yeah, I guess I'm nervous, but it's exciting nerves. They're good nerves.
All right, so I'm going to ask you guys both about this. So with it being your senior year, first with Hannah, so you came here from Southern Illinois, Carbondale, and so since you're coming from there to here, just describe the experience here at Lindenwood.
My experience has been super enjoyable. Coach has made it something that I enjoy rather than what I was when I was there. It was something I didn't enjoy, and here all the teammates make things a lot better than they would have been if you were just on your own. So having people surround you that make you happy and make something that you enjoy doing better is a good thing for me.
And Stormy, with it now being your final year as well, does your reflection over your career here at Lindenwood too?
I think that it was probably the best choice in my life. It was one of the biggest choices I've ever had to make, coming all the way from Arizona. So I'm super excited that I made this choice because I've like grown to love every single one of my teammates. Like, this is the best team I have played on by far, and I'm super excited to have them.
So you're from Arizona, and now you're going to go play in Arizona this upcoming weekend. So how does it feel to go back home? I know it's not your exact town, but to go back and play in your home state, does it feel a little bit better than maybe playing somewhere else, or how do you feel about that too?
I'm really excited to go play in Arizona. There's going to be a lot of people there. We have a lot of players from Arizona, as you know, like on our softball team. So there's parents from California coming, family members from Arizona, like New Mexico, Utah, Colorado. There's people coming from all over to come watch us play, so it's going to feel like home.
Big fan club then. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good for you guys. So, all right, now Hannah, last season you were an all-honorable mention for the MIAA team at first base. So where were you when you first heard about that honor, and what did it mean to you to be among the best at that position in the league?
So we were at the conference tournament when I first found out about it. And it was an exciting moment for myself, but it was also exciting for everybody else on the team because there was other people out there who did receive mentions through the conference, all conference teams. And I mean, we couldn't have done it without all of our teammates. We do play a team sport, so it's hard to not be excited for everybody when they receive an honor.
And now you came from Southern Illinois, as we mentioned earlier. So talk about that transition. Was it difficult at first, or did you find it kind of easy?
So it was kind of a difficult transition because we were originally going to Maryville University with Coach Kelly. And about 2 weeks before school started, she got the job over here. So we had a short amount of time to transfer over everything and get enrolled in classes and get started. But once we were here, it was super easy. She made a lot of transfers easier, and as well as Storm and Han when we came over. So.
And compared to playing over there in Southern Illinois, Carbondale, how different is that kind of game? Is it different with that team than it is here, or do you find it pretty similar?
It's very similar in the aspects of it. I mean, you have different team dynamics. Every team does, and this one, everybody's a lot happier and enjoys being there, and it's not so stressful as everybody's pushing to strive for the same thing, where at other schools you might have a little different mentality than you do when you're here.
All right, so Stormy, ever since your freshman year, it's been a pretty successful Lindenwood career, especially for both of you. And your freshman year, you came in focused on first as a pitcher. You came in and broke numerous records and also have placed in top 10, and better than that, that's an understatement, in other categories as well. So first as a pitcher, what has led to your success on the mound or in the circle when it comes to every day as a pitcher?
There's numerous things, I think. I think that me being hard on myself has made me better, but I also think that like me having coaches that are hard on me has made me better. Having a coach that like just says I'm okay, or like, oh, you'll like get it next time, like that's not how I work. So like I need a coach to be like, yeah, you did it wrong, so be better. And I think that I had that before college, so I think that has helped me become better, and that's something that I told Coach Kelly as soon as I got here. like I asked her to be hard on me because I want to improve if I'm not like getting ragged on when I'm doing bad, because like if I'm doing bad, just tell me. So I think me being coached like that, me having the team that I've had behind my back, like it's just incredible. Like being able to throw a pitch and have confidence that if this pitch gets hit, that my team is gonna get the ball and like get the out and will be successful is a lot easier on me to pitch.
So as a utility player and also a pitcher, which one do you enjoy more? Is there one that you prefer? You'd rather be hitting that situation, or do you prefer it on the mound?
My honest answer is I would rather be in the outfield.
Really?
That is my favorite position. Like I always tell my mom, it's like when I'm pitching, I'm a dog in the house, and then they put me in the outfield, and I'm like, I'm a dog in a dog park. Like I have more space. But they both have their ups and downs. Like in the mound, I feel more in control. Like I'm like, okay, so like I'm the one throwing this ball, so if it gets hit over the fence, it's my fault. And if not, awesome. So I think being in control is cool, but like also having the downtime in the outfield, I really enjoy that, and it's really good for me. But in the box, I just have a good time in the box. Like I love just stepping in the box. Like I tell Coach all the time, like my approach is like I'm not scared at all. Like I get in there and I'm like, I'm swinging. Like I don't think I've struck out looking in a long time, because that's just, I hate that. Like that's not me. Like I'm going to swing at every pitch that I can, and that's what I do.
Yeah, I believe 2 years ago you only struck out twice. It's one of the best margins in the NCAA. So what makes you so comfortable in there then? I mean, you never strike out. Oh, you strike out twice, but never besides that. So what makes you so comfortable?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, because I think that since I'm so relaxed and I have so much fun, I'm capable of getting in the box. And sometimes I literally look at Coach and I'm like, I might have closed my eyes and swung and hit that ball. Like my bat just hits the ball. Like I can't give you an explanation because it just happens. I feel like as a pitcher, I also have an advantage because I can see spins. Like I have mechanics that I know, and I see pitchers doing that. So if they step off the line, then I see a pitch going a different direction. Like I feel like I can see spins, and Hannah also is very, very good at seeing spins. So I think that helps both of us in the box, being able to like recognize spins and like locations before they get to us.
So Hannah, as one of the seniors on the team, with a lot of younger players on the team as well, how do you try to, or how are you going to try to like take a leadership role as a senior and being one of the more veteran players on the team in terms of helping the younger players or even the juniors who are still younger than you as well? How would you try to help them over the course of the season?
So every situation is really a learning situation, and really no matter what situation you're in, there's something that you can teach them. So there's a freshman, Morgan, who's starting to play first base, and there's situations when in practice you can help her, and even with the outfield you can help with cuts. So any situation that I get and a chance that I can say, hey, this is what we should be doing instead of this, is something I'll take opportunity for.
Okay, and still with Hannah, so with the 6 seniors that are going to be playing this season and 7 overall on the roster, what's your relationship with all the other seniors? So would you, in other sports, it's like brothers or sisters, would you guys call it the same thing with you guys?
I would agree. Would you not? Yeah. We have a pretty good relationship with everybody. We have ones that we know, like we can be like, hey, come on, pick it up, and others, like, we're like, hey, you got this, come on, and give them encouragement in a different way, but we all have a really good relationship.
All right, Stormy, in your final season as a player for Lindenwood, what do you hope to gain from it, not just as a player, but also going forward after softball and into your career and other things as well?
I just want to have an unforgettable season. Like, we have a team that can win a championship, and like I believe that full-heartedly. So anything less of that, I think I'm going to be disappointed, but I'm just super excited. Like, I have the team of my dreams, and I'm super excited to play with it for my last year.
So you have both talked about Coach Kelly quite a bit. So Hannah, describe your relationship with the head coach of your softball team.
She is pretty hard on us, but it makes us better. I mean, I would rather have that, like Stormy said, somebody push us than somebody who's like, oh, you'll get it next time. But, I mean, she's always there, even inside and outside of softball. Like, if we have any questions, she's there to answer. And I think she helps everybody outside of softball more than we think, and like kind of builds character for us and helps us along the way.
How important is it to have a coach like that? Because, I mean, everyone, when you look at sports, they always look at the on-field impact of a coach. But for an athlete off the field, how important is it to have a coach such as Coach Kelly or anyone else?
It's super important, at least to myself, because she will help you make decisions that you're like, well, I don't know what to do here or in this situation. And it makes an impact. I mean, she has an impact on all of our lives, and we're with her every day. So getting advice from her is easy and pretty important to most of us.
All right, and Stormy, I'll ask you guys both this, but starting with Stormy, you mentioned that this team has a championship kind of caliber to it. What's your overall team goal? Is it that very end of the season, hoisting a trophy, or anything else?
Yeah, I also think a really big team goal that we have and like should be doing every game is play every game like it's a championship game. Like, we have a sport that we don't play against the clock. Like, we could be up 10-0 in the 7th inning, lose a game. So it's just like, we need to play every pitch, every inning, every out like it's a championship game, and we're going to have a lot of success with that. I was telling Coach the other day, I was like, if we just have a goal to win every inning, we're going to win every game. So I think that our team right now needs to focus on winning every inning, and we're going to win the championship.
Yeah.
I agree with what she said. I mean, we do. We have 3 firsts that we use. You have to get the first strike, first out, and then score the first run. And I think if we continue to do that, we'll be on the right track.
Now, individually for both of you, any goals you're setting for yourself going into your final year?
I just want to be better than I was in the last year, but it takes a team to win, and I think that's kind of a thing that we're pushing for this year, is to be more well-rounded as a team and work in.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that every year I come in and I'm like, I want to be better than I was last year. Just like outside of softball, I want to be better today than I was yesterday. And I think that I agree with Hannah that no matter how much success we have, like, we want to be better than we were the year before. And I think I have the team behind my back that's going to make me be way more successful than I have been in the past.
Okay. And finally, for either of you, what about the team behind the scenes that no one sees makes you guys such a special group of players?
You got this one.
Of course you give it to me. I think that we are special because for the first time, and since I've been at Lindenwood, I would say that I enjoy being around my teammates outside of softball. Like, before, I felt like we'd be like, oh, you could come over if you want, whatever, door's always open, and like they would never come through the door. And now, like, you say door's always open, and like they don't ever leave the door. Like, we are always together. I feel like we play cards all the time. Like, my roommate on her countdown for our game day, she said her favorite thing to do was play cards with her roommates. But like, we are literally playing cards all the time, making food, cookies. My assistant, like our pitching coach, Sam Dean, begs me to make her cookies all the time. Like, it's more of like we are true friends and teammates, and that's what I think makes us us.
All right, Stormy, Hannah, thank you guys for the time. All right, for everyone back in the studio and everyone else behind the camera, this is Dominic Hoscher on the Lindenwood Sports Network.